Hey everyone, I am live today. It is Thursday. I'm gonna do a yoga flow outside. I already did some lifting this morning. It's already super hot out here. So I got some kettlebells. If you have some free weights also, you can incorporate it. I got an 8 and 10 pound one. So we are gonna start here in a seated position. And you're just gonna sit with your palms open to receiving. If you want to seal your palms down, that's completely all right as well. You're going to be open to receiving. So you're going to breathe in and out through, breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth, setting the intention. Breathing in through your nose, retaining and holding and breathing out through your mouth. Do that a few times. And when you breathe out your mouth, make the sound of ocean waves crashing so you can get focused on your breath. When we are truly intentional with everything, we get better results from our intention. So when you're done focused on your breathing, we're gonna go on all fours in cat and cow pose. Lift up toward the sky. Feel the stretch in the back of your neck. If you're like me, my back neck is tight. Gonna bow under, lifting up, being very slow and intentional with each pose. Releasing it all out. Tucking under. And then we're going to do a reverse. We're going to lift our left leg out behind, our right arm out in front, and hold this pose here. Just feeling your abs wake up in this pose. Then place it back down. Lift your right leg out behind, your left arm out in front, and feel this union of opposites on this right side here. And then slowly place it down. Now we're gonna add the weight. If you don't have the weight, it's fine. You can do the ab workout without the weight. You're gonna lift your left leg out in front, your right arm out in front, and you're gonna tuck it in for 5 on each side. And just feeling your arm and leg reverse. It's great for your lower back strength. And then we're gonna do it on the other side. So you're gonna lift your right leg out behind, your left arm out in front, tucking it in the center. Really extend that back leg out. You're building your core strength in this pose as well. And then you're gonna release. You're gonna go back to doing some cat and cows. Really lifting your head toward the sky, tucking it under, and for the next pose, we're gonna lift our right hand toward the sky, gaze follows. We're gonna thread the needle and tuck the arm underneath. Then we're gonna lift our left arm high. Feel the stretch in our lower back. If you can bend this left arm, stick it behind you, go ahead. Then back to cat-cow. Then thread the needle on the opposite side, left hand toward the sky, tucking it under, feeling the stretch. It feels so good. Woo. And then tucking it back under and going back to all fours. Now we're gonna do a bear pose. We're gonna place our hands firmly in the ground, tucking our toes, lifting our knees barely above the ground. Make sure you're doming out your shoulders and holding this pose here for a moment. We're grounding ourselves, waking up our body, and really feeling this in our abs. Keep holding it, hold it. If you fall out, just get back in and then release. Whew. And then we're gonna go into our first downward dog of the day. You're gonna walk it out, feel the stretch in your calves. Whew, it feels so good. And then lean from side to side, because that stretch in your thighs is gonna feel so good. And then back to downward dog. Now you're gonna walk to the top of your mat, half lift, forward fold. And then we're gonna stand tall, hands toward the sky, Side bend to the right, feel the stretch in your left side body. Center, you can stand on your tippy toes. Side bend to the left, feel the stretch in your right side body. Then you're gonna clasp your hands behind your back, gaze toward the sky, and then forward fold. You're gonna feel that stretch in your upper back if you clasp your hands. Now you're gonna go to a vinyasa, which is a tricep push-up. So you're gonna tuck your shoulders in, do the mini push-up, lift your legs, and then go back to a downward dog. We're gonna take 3 breaths here to reground ourselves, to go and repeat it a few more times. Now, yoga is such an intentional breathing practice first. So when you do these poses, make sure you remember that we're focused on our breathing, not doing the best pose possible. It's about how you feel in your body, how intentional you are, and how purposeful each pose is. Because when we focus on our breath work and body movements, we're eliminating the ability to overcompensate or overdo it. And for this, I'm going to do a twist. So I'm going to put my left hand down, right hand toward the sky, and you're going to feel that lower back stretch. Then we're going to do the twist on this side, feeling the stretch on the other side of your lower back into a vinyasa. So, meaning when we link our body to our breath or our breath to our body, we are not trying to do something that we're not supposed to do. We're listening to what our body is craving. And that's so important. And I feel like in real life, you can really miss out on not focusing on yourself or what your purpose is, but you can lose sight of that because society will tell you one thing, someone will tell you something, and you'll get distracted. You'll get deterred from all the possibilities of what you really want or what you feel is right for you. Who cares what other people think when it comes to how you live your life? And I mean this in the most intentional way possible, meaning you have a gift in this world. Use it to the best of your ability. Don't do something that you're not meant to do if you don't feel it in your soul. Back to a vinyasa. Whew. And then back to a downward dog. Just gonna walk it out here. That was just sun A. We're gonna go to sun B. So you're gonna take 3 breaths in through your nose, out through your mouth. Regrounding yourself. And then we're gonna go to a chair pose. Sink your hips low, arms toward out in front of you. Pretending you're sitting in an imaginary chair, but it's not there, so you're really using your leg and butt strength, kind of. And you're just gonna hold it here for a second, and then we're gonna twist to the right. So we're gonna put our hands toward heart center, twist to the right, gaze follows. You're gonna wanna make sure you're not tucking in your chin, and the more you twist your head and your gaze toward the right, up toward the sky or ceiling, the more you're gonna feel the importance of the pose. And then you're gonna open your arms for this wingspan, then back to center, staying low, and then we're gonna twist to the left. And we're gonna hold it here for a second, making sure you're intentional, you're not tucking your chin, you're looking up toward the sky. You're gonna do the wingspan on this side, then back to the center, stand tall, forward fold, half lift, and then vinyasa, or you can skip the vinyasa, which I tend to do. Now we're gonna lift our right leg toward the sky. Just hold it here for a second. Feel how incredible this feels in your body. And then you're gonna step the right leg through. You're gonna go into a warrior 2 pose. Your right knee is bent. You're gazing toward your right hand, and then you're gonna bend your right hand, your right arm. You're gonna lift your left arm overhead and feel this side stretch on this side. It feels so amazing. Then we're gonna put our left hand down, dragonfly twist, right hand toward the sky, gaze follows, and we're gonna go into a vinyasa and do that on the left side. Taking 3 breaths in between to reground ourselves. So now we're gonna lift our left leg up toward the sky. You can do a hip opener if you want. Warrior two. Gaze toward that left hand, and then the left arm bends, right hand overhead. You're gonna feel the stretch in your right side body. Hold it here. Next pose is dragonfly twist. So you're gonna plant that right hand toward the ground, left hand toward the sky, gaze follows, and then vinyasa. And again, you can skip it if you want. And then we're gonna go back to taking our 3 breaths and then back to chair pose. Remember to be intentional. Yoga is a breathing practice first. So of course, any poses I say are not intended. You can do whatever your mind or your body calls you to do. Woo, it is hot out today. So then we're gonna walk to the center of the mat. We're gonna do chair pose. You're gonna sit like there's an imaginary chair there. Heart, hand center. Gonna twist to the right, gaze follows toward the sky, and then wingspan, open it up, still making sure you're not tucking that chin. Back to center, staying low, and then you're gonna twist to the left. Wingspan, open again, making sure you're not tucking. Back to center, stand tall, forward fold, and just feel the stretch in your legs. If you're like me, the calves feel amazing. And then vinyasa or skip it, whatever feels good in your body. Then we're gonna do those poses again on the right and left side. So we're gonna lift our right leg high, feeling the stretch. We're gonna step it through, warrior two. As you do these poses more and more and get into them, they will feel really good in your body. You'll feel like you're warming them up, you're really stretching them. Then you're gonna bend your right arm, lift your left arm overhead. Then we're gonna go into a dragonfly twist. And then we're gonna do a seated half split. So you're gonna bend the left knee behind you. You're gonna keep the right leg straight. You're gonna sit over, lean over, make sure your toes are tucked toward you, and feel the stretch in the back, in your calf area. It feels really awesome. I'll just tell you that. We can go to a half gate pose from here. So we're gonna lift our right arm overhead, feeling the stretch in the right side body. And then we're gonna go to the top of the mat and continue these poses on the other side. So we're gonna lift our left leg high. We're gonna go to a warrior two. Gaze toward your left hand. You're gonna bend your left arm, put your right arm overhead, feel the stretch in your right side body. Back to dragonfly twist, feeling the stretch. If you have tight hips like me, sometimes it gets kind of hard in this position. You're gonna go to a seated half split, bending your right leg, making sure you're flexing your toes toward you, and then gate pose. So you're bending your right knee, you're on the side of the mat, lifting your left arm overhead. Whew. And then vinyasa or back to downward dog. So by now, we should be fully immersed into this feeling, these movements in our bones, our body, our hips are warmed up. We're really feeling it. I'm gonna switch up the poses. It's gonna be like a sun sea, which is basically a little bit of a longer flow. Sometimes I make it shorter and do strength training. It just depends. So you're gonna lift your right leg high. You're gonna tuck your right leg underneath, fallen star, lift your left hand toward the sky. Then you're gonna go back, lift your right leg up. You're gonna step it through and go into a crescent lunge. Arms overhead, gaze follows, your right leg is bent, and then you're gonna twist toward the right. Now I'm gonna step forward here. This is kind of interesting. I'm gonna cross my left leg over my right. I'm gonna twist my arms, temple dancer. I'm gonna bend my arms rather. And then I'm gonna grab my left hand, my left foot, with my left hand, lift it up toward the sky. Padangusthasana B. You're gonna hold it here for a second. Balance training is so purposeful. And then dancer pose. Leaning forward. You're gonna feel the stretch in your hamstring. It's gonna be great. Then to a vinyasa or downward dog. I'm like really melting out here. It's crazy. Then we're gonna repeat those poses on the left side. So we're gonna lift our left leg up. Fallen star, right hand toward the sky, and then left leg back up. We're gonna do crescent lunge, gaze follows, and then twist. And then if you remember correctly, we lifted our right leg over here, temple dancer on this side, and just feel the twist. It feels great. And then we're gonna grab our right foot, trying to balance on the left, grabbing it out, Padangusthasana B. And then you're gonna do dancer pose. Remember, slow if you feel like you're gonna fall. There's no rush ever. And just feel the stretch in that hamstring here. And you can lean as far forward as you wanna go. It's so great. Whew. And then back to downward dog. So if you're like me and you brought your weights and you wanna use your weights, one exercise I do that tones your upper body is you can do circles with the kettlebells. I can't even think of the name. And so this is a good exercise to do when you're in the strength training position, because you can really tone your abs and your sides doing reverse circles. I also add these to warrior poses. So I do a couple of circles on either side. This is an 8-pound weight. You don't really need anything heavy. And then another thing I do is you can do, what is it called? You can do plane pose where you go down and lift up. And this is all good strength training for your lower back and your legs, your glutes, all of that. And you can also incorporate free weights if you have free weights instead of kettlebells. So keep that in mind. You want to make it kind of like a lever. And just feeling the stretch in your lower back leg. But anyways, I'm going to get into some yin postures. We're going to go into a Malasana Yogi squat. So you're going to stretch out your inner thighs. This pose is so good if you sit at a desk all day, you're super tight in your legs, and you really need to release tension. It's amazing. So from here, if you want to try an inversion, I always say to try an inversion because inversions are so good for your whole body. You can do a crow pose, you can do any of the things when it comes to inverting. You can even do a tripod. Whew. You can do like tree pose in the air if you're crazy like me. But I always say it gets the blood flowing, and it's so intentional when you do an inversion. And just keep trying. Eventually you'll get it. I do say it takes a lot of practice against a wall if you're not sure. So I always say try it a few times, and I'm doing it on a porch right now, so a porch is kind of like a little bit unstable. But crow pose is where you put your knees on the back of your elbows. You just lift your head a little. And each time you'll get stronger and braver, and you'll be able to do a little bit more. Obviously, tuck and roll if you feel like you're gonna come forward, so don't try to overdo it. So from here, I'm gonna go into a yin pose. I'm gonna start out leaning forward. At first you're gonna grasp for it, then you're gonna let go, because you don't want to really pull in this yin pose. You wanna really let your body calm down and do the work. So you're gonna lean over both your legs and then release when you get to a certain stopping point and don't pull anymore. And just hold your body in this pose for a few moments and let your nervous system calm down. Let it be intentional. Let it reground itself. And holding these poses is really good for your fascia, your tissue, and all that. Whew. And as you notice, your breath is coming down also. Always be true to yourself. Always be true to what you feel your body needs and what you need in this world. Don't overcompensate. Don't burn yourself out. Don't burn yourself out because it's all for the cost, at the cost of you. So making time for self-care, making intentional time to help you is what matters. So keep that in mind. So as you're holding this pose longer, you can really feel it working into your lower back. I know this pose feels like it might not be doing anything, but it really does. Sometimes it takes a little bit, but then your body gets the memo and it's like, oh, we're relaxing. And that's what matters. So from here, I'm gonna lean back. Or if you're not ready, you can always stay in that pose as well. And then I'm gonna go into like a bridge pose. So this is gonna stretch out your lower back. You were just in there. And then you can do a full wheel if you want to stretch it out. I just say hold it here for a few minutes, it's good. I'm gonna go onto my stomach on this pose because sometimes stretching your upper back is important also. So you're gonna clasp your hands behind your back, lift your back up. You can go into floor bow also and just really feel the stretch in your upper back as well. Again, focusing on your breathing. A lot of people forget upper back strength is so important, especially if you sit at a desk all day. You're gonna want to make sure you're toning your upper back. You're doing strength training for it because it gets tight, then your neck overcompensates. Then your head and neck start hurting and you get problems there. So I always say these shark and whatever poses, floor bow, really help benefit your upper back for this. So just keep that in mind. And so if you want to do floor bow, you're going to clasp your hands over your feet behind. You're going to lift your upper back and you're just going to feel the stretch right here. And honestly, sometimes it might be a little bit tight if your abs aren't as toned because it does focus on core strength as well. So you want to keep that in mind. But this sets us up perfect for broken wing. So you're going to move to one side of your mat. You're going to place that arm out, palm side down, and then it's going to be kind of weird. You're going to roll over onto that side using your leg as a kickstand, and then maybe you can bend that other hand over to that side. What this does is this cuts off flow to that side kind of, and then it regenerates new flow. Now if it feels tight in your neck area, do not do it. Just releasing your mind and body into this pose is so important. And then you can hold it longer. For me, my neck is kind of tweaky, so it's acting weird. So, and then on this side, we're gonna put our left arm out flat to the ground, kissing our head to the ground, rolling over. And each side will feel different. Like this side feels better than the other. This broken wing pose is so great if you need more circulation in your shoulders, because your shoulders get tight and this introduces new blood flow to that area. It forces the body to focus on it. So keep that in mind. just being intentional and holding this pose in your body is so important. Sometimes your body doesn't know to relax, so you have to force it to by staying still because it doesn't know any better. And you should feel it doing its work on your left arm, your left shoulder area. It would feel kind of, I don't even know how to explain it. It'll feel kind of like it's got its own thing going on. Sometimes I like to lift my right arm to the sky, and then I roll over. Just be very careful and give your arm some time to release. So then you're going to go back up, and we're just going to stretch out our hips. So you're going to go into a deer pose. You're going to tuck your right leg in, your left leg out behind, and then you're going to lean over. Now, there's no particular way to lean over. It's just whatever your body feels is good. So don't be upset if you're like, I'm not leaning over the right way. So it's just whatever your body wants, and that's basically how yoga works. Whatever your body is craving, you're going to do. If not, you're ignoring your mind and body, which defeats the purpose of yoga in a way. So we're just going to lean over here. This is going to stretch out your right hip when you have your right leg tucked in. So just be purposeful about it, because sometimes some hip can be tighter than the other hip. So just be aware. Now, of course, like I said with the last pose, your body sometimes doesn't know what's going on, so you need to give it a time to chill out. So just being intentional in the deer pose. Eventually we're going to switch and do it on the other side. Sometimes these poses take longer than others, and you just have to be aware of how you feel. So then when you're done, you're going to stretch out that right leg and the left leg, just feeling it in your body. And then you're going to lift, or you're going to bend your left leg in, and it's going to be deer pose on this side. So you're stretching out this left hip. Now, like I said, you're going to raise your arms overhead and lean to whatever part of your body is really calling you to stretch it on, because sometimes more toward the left or the right or the center, it just depends. So just be intentional with that. Of course, while you're in these poses, making sure to reground yourself with your breath work. The mind and body are so connected, so that's what matters. All right, and then when you're done, you're going to stretch your legs out in front of you and just really reground yourself. You can even do a butterfly pose where you do sole to sole, and you're just really kind of feeling it. My neck is kind of tight today, but not really sure if it's my pillow or just me having a tight neck. So just make sure you're aware of how your body feels, which yoga does a really good job of. So thank you for joining my yoga flow today. I appreciate it. I do have a YouTube channel. It's under my name. And if you want that, you can feel free to message me and I'll give it to you. And I also have some other social media sites. So thanks for joining. I hope you all have a great day, I'm not sure what today is, Thursday. And namaste.